Man tries cheaper bin bags, let the story commence. Craig went to the shops and he was ready to get bin bags. And there was a few options. And one was like 50 bags and it was like 60 litres. He's like, what's that? 60 litres? Is that what I've got? Or is that too big? Can you get too big? No, really. Just sort of wrap it around the bin and then just pull it up. And the more space you've got, the better, actually, even if the bin is too wee. Because then you've got a bit of space at the top when you go to tie it. If it's not a tie top and it's not a string top. But bigger means more expensive. What about these other ones? And there's other ones that are a wee bit weird. Slightly weird. It's like 50 litres. Heavy duty, it said. And it was considerably less. There was like 50 of they bags. This other one only had 20. He's like, that's for... that'll be like for people who cut down hedges. Trimming hedges and stuff like that. And you need to stick twigs in and all that. And the twigs don't poke through the... That's for like... That's what that'll be. Heavy duty. That's the sort of thing you could put like rubble in and then lift the bag and the rubble doesn't fall out. But what if I get the other ones and they're like that type where you hold it up and you can see through it? It's like sunglasses. You know, you could just hold it up to the fucking light, you see right through it. They rip like fuck. I want more than 20 fucking bags. I'll get the 50 and then I can always like double up. If I fuck this up, I can double them up. So I better leave. I've been in here for a couple of hours now. That was a couple of hours he was staring at the bags. I better leave. So he got them, the 50, the non-heavy duty ones, and he went up the road. And he went like that with one of them. He could tell right away. He went like that, snap, and then went like that to get the open the bag out. And he could feel it right away when he did it, how fucking light it was. You know these cunts, these sort of busker sort of folk that have got the bubbles? They've got a big bit of string or something with two sticks. He thought, this is probably how it feels, the weight of a fucking bubble. That's what it feels like, the weight of a fucking bubble. Just nothing there. Fucking hell. It was that way that, see when he went like that, with the bag to open it up, and it was hanging in the air. It just drifted down. Because the air resistance... The air provided so much resistance to how light that was that it just drifted down like a fucking feather. He's like, oh fuck, this is going to be... So he put it in the bin and that was it. And then he put stuff in the next few days. In a week. And it started to get to the top. And he thought, right, I better empty this bin. And he thought, oh, that's right, I got the thin bags. Let's see, this is a moment of truth. And he scrunched it up at the top, and he started to lift it out of the metal bin. Fucking rip, and this fucking rip there, the wee rip at the side. As he's pulling it, it's like, fuck. He's like, and then he had to hold it like sort of gently like that, right? Okay, easy does it. And it was starting to fucking rip because he'd stuffed, I don't know if you do this, but he'd put stuff in the bin and it was at the top, right? He thought, I'm not ready to take the bin bag out to the bin. I can't be arsed. You know, the wheelie bin. So he pushed it down. He pushed it all down and that gave him an extra quarter space. The problem is, it packed it in all tight. It pushed it against the sides. It slid down against the side of the bin bag. And so now that he had it all piled up, he pulled it up and it was kind of like... It was sort of stuck to the sides, a bit like if you were to bake something in a tin. And then you go to sort of take it out. And some of that, whatever it is, cake or something like that, sticks to the edge. And you're like, oh, you bastard, I should have put butter on the sides or bacon paper, whatever it is, baking paper. He's like, yeah, bastard. So he tried to put his fingers down the side, you know, to sort of like, get it away for the sides and then pull it up. By putting his fingers down, that ripped the fucking bag as well. He's like, this is fucking shite. He thought, I'm going to double up. What I'll do is I'll put this bag in one of the other bags. So I've got a double bag, parchment sort of thing. And then I'll lift it up. But he couldn't get that original fucking bag out in order to put it in another one. Because if he could fucking get the first one out enough to put it in a second bag to take it out to the wheelie bin, he may as well just take that out to the wheelie bin anyway. But then next time, put 2 bags in to the bin. So he's doubling up. So it's a false economy. He's paying double the fucking price. He should have just got the fucking heavy duty. He knew that now. Whether it was the really heavy duty ones, the type you get for if you're cutting down a fucking tree, or no, anything would be better than this. He thought, I know what we'll do. I'll put another bin bag. Because the bin liner, the bin bag was still in his bin. I'm going to put another bin bag air the top. Right air the whole top it. Cover my bin. And then I'm going to tip my bin upside down and tip the bin bag. Like, so I'll tie the top of the bin bag that was in, right? And then he put his bin liner, air the whole bin, right? This new one, this second one. And then lifted the sort of plastic thing, because he had a metal bin that had a plastic thing inside that you could sort of lift out. And then there's an actual bin liner inside. He brought that out and he tipped it upside down so that the bag would kind of go into the other one. And he went like that to try and get it to come out. And it looked like it was all right. But as he was doing that, he held onto one side of the new bin bag, but the other side was sort of, what do you call it? It was sort of like hanging down. And the bag, the bag that was in the bin started to sort of fall down that way. He's like, for fuck's sake. But he managed to do it like that. And he managed to get it out and it slid out. It worked. It worked. So he had the bin liner, the bin bag, inside another bin liner that was kind of like the opposite direction. So he tied it like that. It worked. He took it out to the wheelie bin and stuck it in. Came back, put a new bin liner in the bin, and then put another bin liner in that. You know how like if some of you is on maybe if some of you don't want to have wains, might use a condom or Johnny, as I call it. And if you really, really, really don't want wains, you'll use a second Johnny or the first one. So you put one on, and then you put another one or that. You know, right? And then sometimes if you're really, let's say you've watched some program and it's about wains and toddlers or nightmare wains and things like that, and you go, fuck, that's really reminded me how much I don't want wains. You'll put on a third one just to be absolutely safe and secure. Any more than that, it's just a bit daft. And then you might put on top of that a Mars bar wrapper, and then put a Johnny on top of that, because that would feel very nice for the recipient. So that's your 3 Johnnies, Mars bar wrapper, and then a Johnny or that. So that's 4 Johnnies, with the second last one gone towards outside being a Mars bar wrapper. It's a lot. That is expensive, but compared to the price of a Wayne, and what price can you put on peace of mind? Anyway, so you put 2 bags in the bin, and then he started filling up over the next week or so, and it was time to take the bin out. He lifted the bin liner, he tied it, he's like, oh, that's right, it's a double one, I remember now. And he tied it, he pulled it out, it was fine. All hunky-dory. It worked. He felt quite clever and he tweeted about it. He also did some threads about it on that new... When all the bin liners were done, he went back to the shop to get new bin liners. And he was like, right. He was looking at the bin liners again. There was the ones that he bought, the thin ones that were cheaper, that he knew would have to... That was basically double the price because he's going to have to use two of them, or the thicker ones. He got the thicker ones this time. He went back up the road and took one of the bin bags out. And it wasn't one of the bin liner, the heavy duty one, wasn't the heavy duty ones. It wasn't the kind of ones you could put lots of twigs in and stuff like that. It would rip through it. But it was thicker than that before. You could pull out rubbish out of a bin and it wouldn't fucking rip. It's exactly what he wanted. But there was only 20 of them. And he was gone like that. He was in the shop and he was thinking, no. He left the shop by this point. He came back to the shop after he got the bin bag out in the house. He went, oh, that's right, I forgot a bottle of Diet Coke. He came back and went back again. So there he was in the house. And he thought, right, he got the bin liner out and put it in, and it was perfect. It's exactly what he wanted. And he thought to himself for how, if you really don't want wings, you put on 3 Johnnies, one on top of the other, then the Mars bar wrapper, then a fourth Johnny. And he thought, you know what I've not had for a while? One of they fucking posh wanks. Like when you have a wank, just to yourself, just having a wank for your own pleasure, wearing a Johnny bag. So he's got the bin liner. And here's the thing. He got the bin liner, right? And he got some sponges. And he went to his couch. And he kneeled down in front of the couch. And what he did was this. He put a couple of sponges under the couch seat. Lifted the couch seat up a bit. Put a couple of sponges at the top and the bottom. Then he put the bin liner in there, right? And kind of rolled it back, right? Then he got some baby oil, Vaseline, vegetable oil, and you had a wee bit of bike oil as well for oiling the, like oiling the chain. And he stuck all that in the bin bag. Just gave it a scoosh, gave it a good rub about. And he went, here it goes. He pulled down his chain lube. And he had some WD-40. And he went, here it goes, nothing. And he got his phone out. And he looked at some his favourite pornography for his links. He had them all saved on. What's one of the things that used to save links before? It did it automatically between Chrome and things like that. No Pocket. There's another one. Dig. No, there's another one. Is it Dig? Stumble upon. Dig it. Something you can save your... I probably Dig it. Let's say Dig it. So you could save your bookmarks. He had all of them. And he got to it. And he was fucking pumping away, man. Pumping away at his couch. The end. That's a true story. That's a true story. I'm not going to say how.